Narrated by Abdul Aziz. Anas said, when Allah's Messenger peace be upon him invaded Khaybar, we offered the Fajr prayer there, early in the morning, when it was still dark. The Prophet peace be upon him rode and Abu Talha rode too, and I was riding behind Abu Talha. The Prophet peace be upon him passed through the lane of Khaybar quickly, and my knee was touching the thigh of the Prophet peace be upon him. He uncovered his thigh and I saw the whiteness of the thigh of the Prophet. When he entered the town, he said, Allahu Akbar. Khaybar is ruined. Whenever we approach near a hostile nation to fight, then evil will be the morning of those who have been warned. He repeated this thrice. The people came out for their jobs and some of them said, Muhammad has come. Some of our companions added, with his army. We conquered Khaybar, took the captives, and the booty was collected. Dihya came and said, O Allah's Prophet, give me a slave girl from the captives. The Prophet said, go and take any slave girl. He took Safiya bint Huyay. A man came to the Prophet peace be upon him and said, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. You gave Safiya bint Huyay to Dihya, and she is the chief mistress of the tribes of Quraidha and An-Nadir, and she befits none but you. So the Prophet peace be upon him said, bring him along with her. So Dihya came with her, and when the Prophet peace be upon him saw her, he said to Dihya, take any slave girl other than her from the captives. Anas added, the Prophet peace be upon him then manumit her and married her. Thabit asked Anas, O Abu Hamza, what did the Prophet peace be upon him pay her, as mar? He said, herself was her mar, for he manumit her and then married her. Anas added, while on the way, Sulaim dressed her for marriage ceremony, and at night she sent her as a bride to the Prophet peace be upon him. So the Prophet was a bridegroom, and he said, whoever has anything food should bring it. He spread out a leather sheet for the food, and some brought dates and others cooking butter. I think he, Anas, mentioned as sawik. So they prepared a dish of hais, a kind of meal. And that was walima, the marriage banquet, of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. Narrated by Aisha. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to offer the Fajr prayer, and some believing women covered with their veiling sheets used to attend the Fajr prayer with him, and then they would return to their homes unrecognized. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet peace be upon him prayed in a kamisa, a square garment, having marks. During the prayer, he looked at its marks. So when he finished the prayer he said, take this kamisa of mine to Abu Yam and get me his inbijaniya, a woolen garment without marks, as it, the kamisa, has diverted my attention from the prayer. Narrated Aisha. The Prophet peace be upon him said, I was looking at its, kamisas, marks during the prayers, and I was afraid that it may put me in trial, by taking away my attention. Narrated by Anas. Aisha had a kiram, a thin marked woolen curtain, with which she had screened one side of her home. The Prophet peace be upon him said, take away this kiram of yours, as its pictures are still displayed in front of me during my prayer, they divert my attention from the prayer. Narrated by Uqba bin Amir. The Prophet peace be upon him was given a silken farajah as a present. He wore it while praying. When he had finished his prayer, he took it off violently as if with a strong aversion to it and said, it is not the dress of Allah-fearing pious people.